I believe that if I won the lottery, I would go over to the United Kingdom and I would tour the canal network in a canal boat. And I would leave the gun violence and the horrible politics behind, and I would stay over there as long as they would have me. That is what I believe I would do. Now, canal boats are elegant, and their slow speed appeals to me, and all of the beauty of the United Kingdom passing by at the speed of walking sounds very, very, very. I'm not exactly sure that I would be happy with a 7-foot wide canal boat, but Gabriel always tells me that to get one wider than that, you sacrifice a great number of the canals that you are able to go on. Now, in my mind, as big as I am, both tall and wide, I get a mental image of me trying to get down the narrow little hallway on the side of one of the canal boats, and my mental image is being naked, being greased up, and dragged down the hall by one leg with a rope tied on it as the only way I could traverse the hallway. Kind of like the way they clean out culverts in the South. Our canal network on this side of the pond is in a pretty sad state of affairs. This is Lockington, Ohio, the original Erie Canal, and this is what it looks like today. The boats that plied the Erie Canal, even in its heyday, were not narrow boats like in the United Kingdom now. They were more barges, and they lacked the elegance of a narrow boat. We had another kind of boat, and that's the story I want to talk about today. We had a boat that was used on the Mississippi River and the Ohio River and all the major rivers in America, and they were mostly used in the late 1800s up until after World War II. We had the American shanty boat, which was completely devoid of any elegance or craftsmanship. They drifted up and down the American rivers for 50 years. It is what poor people did. You could find enough wood drifting down the rivers to build one for yourself. They were completely without any form of beauty or grace. Some were large, some were small. They were built out of whatever was available that was floating down the river. A lot of them were used by the railroad crews as the railroads followed the river. As the water levels dropped in the summers, oftentimes they were used on land until the rivers rose again the next fall. I suppose it could have been a good life. I don't know. It's amazing how the English canal boats are so elegant and graceful, and we had shanty boats. This one is from 1939 on the Kentucky River. Here is another one from just before World War II on the Kentucky River. I guess when you see one drifting down the river, you run out and get it, and cut it to fit. My father used to say, "Son, poor people have poor ways." A family get-together inside a shanty boat in the late 1920s. I'm thinking that this is more my style. This is more befitting of how I would rather live than a shanty boat. Remember, everybody, be good to one another, think good thoughts, do good deeds, and if anyone out there wins the lottery, I would really like this boat. Goodbye, everyone.